Welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel, to the Cronos family. Appreciate all the love. I'm sure at this point you guys know what's happening with the broader market. We have seen one of the largest pullbacks in crypto history. I've been in the space for 10 years and it reminds me of things that we haven't seen since 2020 or even at the FTX time, which is insane to think about. And it's crazy to think about that just the tariff conversation has, brought this type of bloodbath because of course this is not new to us. Tariff conversations been happening, but again, I think this is due to a lot of other factors, mainly manipulation as well. But big day. Obviously, a lot of people lost a lot of money, especially from the liquidation side of things, from leverage side. Again, a continuation of something that I say on my channel time in time out. You want to stay away from leverage trading platforms, and today is a learning lesson for anyone that hasn't really dabbled into leverage trading. Learn from what happened. We've seen such a big drop for the broader market, and a lot of people, whether you bought in early on or late bull market, and you're still holding onto your leverage positions, people actually got wiped out today. It was the largest day in the history of crypto, and this is why you want to stay away from leverage trading platforms. If you are interested in crypto, do your due diligence as always, do your research, and invest where you can afford to lose, but spot buy rather than leverage trading. But with that being said, let's take a look at what's happening with Cronos. So as we could see across the board, everything is down right now. Cronos is down about 20%. It's been down much more, but we have seen the market rebounding a little bit since, the wick to the lows. But the price is at 15.5 cents, down 21% in USD, 15% in Bitcoin, and about 10% in Ethereum comparative. Valuation, you're finding itself sitting at about $5.3 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume at about 160 million. As always, just a quick disclaimer, anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in cryptocurrency. So let's take a look at what's happening with the Bitcoin dominance index here for ourselves. You can see for yourself, we wicked up to 62.28%. This should tell you everything you need to know at this point. But reason as to why we saw such a major uptick for the dominance is because Bitcoin had a major crash. This is not something small, guys. We saw Bitcoin drop in 16%, retesting $102,000. And even the equity market, which is a stock market, saw about a 1.7 to almost close to $2 trillion being wiped out of the stock market just today alone. And if you want to make that comparison with crypto, if you want to put that into perspective, that's half of what the entire crypto valuation is for the entire market combined. That tells you that crypto is still in the early stages when you're comparing it to the traditional market. But again, it has been a big bloodbath. But you could see, Bitcoin did recover quite fast, back up to 113. Again, this was due to leverage, in my opinion, getting down to this key level. I think a bunch of big positions got wiped out. But we have seen the market, bouncing since then. But again, as I've highlighted on my other videos as well, since this pullback, I still think there could be a chance that we see this wick filling in before we start heading towards the upside. But looking at Cronos, let's take a look at what happened with Cronos. So Cronos went down to 6.7 cents. And we retested a level we haven't seen since March of this year. And believe it or not, some people might think, oh yeah, this did not last too long. But some people's buy orders got filled. I was reading some comments on X, which is of course formerly known as Twitter. Some people actually just had like some buy orders placed in around these lower levels, and some people made instant 50-60% depending on which coin you're looking at. As far as Cronos is concerned, it wicked down to 6.6 cents. Since then, the price has gone up 136%. Let that sink in, 136%. Like I said, short-lived, but some people got a very lucky entry around that. Now, let me know in the comments if you got lucky around that range. But let's take a look at what's happening. So one thing I want you guys to keep in mind is, yes, Cronos did see such a sharp pullback, but it's not just Cronos, right? It's the entire market that pulled down. But you could see for yourself, we were sitting at about 19.6 cents yesterday. We saw a retracement of about 65.7% for Cronos, but we're pretty much back above the key support line at 14.1 cents, currently sitting at about 15.6 cents right now. But what you want to see Cronos do, which I think will happen much quicker than a lot of people are realizing, is reclaim back above the 18 cents key support line, which again, if you want to put it into perspective, it's only about a 17% move from where we currently are. And believe it or not, this can happen much quicker than we think once Bitcoin stabilizes itself. But right now, that is the main thing Bitcoin needs to do. It needs to stabilize itself. But of course, we're going into a weekend. On the weekends, more manipulation than usual as CME futures are closed. So again, we're still not at our confirmation zone. New confirmation zone I mentioned in my Cardano update is now at $122,000 as well. But we're not out of the woods yet for Bitcoin. Again, these are factors, that are not in our control. People need to realize that no one knew that this could have happened today. And it has had a bigger impact than, what I would usually expect. Yes, tariffs are here. Yes, we're talking about China. Yes, it's 100%. But we saw much bigger, per reaction than I think we should have seen. And that makes me think it was manipulation as well, part of this. And, market makers really taking advantage of this. But again, from a opportunity standpoint, remember, there's a famous saying, be greedy while others are fearful, be fearful while others are greedy. The ones that are being greedy right now, you're getting a, nice discount, because if you were looking at it from just the 78.6 fib zone, perspective, that's a 52% move from where we currently are. So in terms of a sale itself, it's definitely there. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of fear. If you were on the sideline and you do want a dollar cost average in, I'm sure you are already doing that, because of course it's better to do it now rather than when the price is pumped. And this type of sale rarely happens in crypto. But with that being said, if you were to ask me, Crypto ZX, do you think we're out of the woods yet? I absolutely think not yet, because of this wick. It's just this wick that's speaking to me, and I've been in the space for quite some time to know that sometimes, not always, hear me out, this could have been the bottom. This actually could have been the bottom. But sometimes, the price does try to fill the wick, and so we're going to see if that happens. Obviously, as of now, Bitcoin is not anywhere where we need it to be. This weekend could be choppy, so we'll see what happens. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. Where do you see the price of Cronos going? And this also is something I said on my X. I don't have a big following on X, but this is what I want you guys to do. Make sure you guys follow me on X. First link in the description box below. I mentioned on that now that we have seen this major flush, are we going to see the market actually going into a longer bull market? That's making me think now. Like, again, obviously I've been indicating, if not Q4, maybe January, February could have been the top. But due to this major flush, are we going to see a little bit more longer bull market? Let me know in the comments what your personal thoughts are on that. Again, nothing is confirmed. This is just me speculating. I still am, going with my targets in terms of the top. I think, again, no one knows where the top is. Let's get that clear. But based off of, my personal opinion, I think Jan or Feb of next year should be the top. But due to this, obviously there's some analysts have been projecting Q2 to be the top. So is this really going to cause the market to actually, kind of extend the bull market? Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are, and let me know what you guys are doing. We'll see you later in Crypto ZX, and peace.